Hey Gemini, what's up gang? I hope everybody is well. We're going to go ahead and do what is the spiritual gossip, the spiritual tea on you. Okay, so if that's something that interests you, go ahead and stick around. If you are new to this channel, Gemini, welcome. My name is Jessica. Please take a look at my description box. That's going to have the information that you would need to know. And yes, this is a Gemini channel. However, if you vibe, you tribe. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Okay. If you are returning Gemini, welcome back. I hope that you're well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope that you're doing what's best for you. Okay, now Gemini, let's go ahead and get into this. Let's see what the spiritual gossip is. What's the buzz in the spiritual realm when it comes to Gemini? We're just going to pull 3 cards and then we are going to clarify, okay? We have divine order and devotion with Krishna coming out. Oof. Okay, Krishna is a very powerful card of being very spiritually connected, being very devout in whatever it is that you're studying, that you're learning, your passions, your purpose in life, okay? You don't always have to be, obedient and devout when it comes to like a spiritual being, like God or spirit or Allah or something like that. But you can definitely have a divine purpose, something that you feel like you were sent here for. When I think of that kind of energy, it makes me think of Steve Irwin. It makes me think of him because he, we never really heard much about his like religious beliefs or anything like that, but he was very much devoted to the earth, right? To animals, to helping the earth, to cleaning up the earth, to making sure that animals, it was safe for animals and for humans here. Like that was his whole divine mission, divine purpose, and he was very passionate about it. That's what I kind of feel here, okay? So whatever it is, whether you're devoted to a very spiritual path or just a very passionate path, right, where you feel like you were meant to do this, that is the buzz about you right now. That is what the buzz is, the spiritual gossip is that you are very devoted to your purpose, to your passions right now, Gemini. Divine order, doing what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding, right? With Lady Portia in divine order. It is this energy, Gemini, of you trusting, maybe for the first time ever for some of you guys, or for the first time in a long time, genuinely trusting that spirit has your back, that everything is going to happen exactly as it should. Things are happening in divine order, or the way that the universe needs it to happen. Everything's going to happen exactly as it should. Everything happens for a reason. Some of you are really living by those philosophies right now, okay? And that is the spiritual buzz that you are accepting. You're letting go of the need to control the path and control the journey. And you're just realizing maybe for the first time ever that you're on the journey. And that's the point. You're living the journey. You're walking the journey. And you're devoted to doing the best that you can do. With this peacock feather here, it makes me feel like your confidence is growing, and that is something that is being talked about on the other side, especially when it comes to your third eye or just trusting your intuitive abilities, okay? Trusting that the messages that you're getting right now are real. It's legit. You can trust what you're seeing. You can trust what you're feeling, okay? A lot of you might have grown up in families or societies or just with these mindsets telling you that, oh, what you're feeling is crazy, it's not real and, whatever, okay? But you are learning to trust this. You're learning to let it be almost a guiding light for you, okay? Look, bottom of the deck, Gaia. I told you, I don't know, Steve Irwin be coming through sometimes, okay? Not very often, but just sometimes, all right? So what else do we have? One more for what the spiritual buzz is, the spiritual gossip, if you will. What is this about Gemini going on? Now, this could literally be Gemini. I'm not going to take it. It's just too much. But that's like a Gemini card for me. So that's funny. That's why I laughed. But this could be your ancestors. This could be your guides. This could be spirit itself, its energy coming through to give you these messages. This is just what's being felt, what's being conveyed, what's being thought, what's being spoken in any way that they would speak to each other, right? This is what the spiritual buzz is about you. Let's get another one. The sacred vision that we just saw, though, which is a Gemini card for me, again, is basically what I was saying. So that's why I didn't decide to even really dwell on it and keep on it, because it's like the same thing we've been saying. You have that sacred vision, like it's hit you, okay? There's something about like an ascension or an acceptance of the spiritual journey. There's something like that. Yeah, facing your fear, Kali Ma, you have. Some of you, you've done that. So we have Serapis Bay. I think that's how you say that. Ascension. That's crazy. Ascension, that is crazy. Something told me, Jessica, just finish what your sentence before you look at that card and say what you need to say. Something told me that, and I did it. And look, Ascension. That's literally what I just said. That's what I feel like you're going through, or that you've went through, or you've accepted that is happening. Because we can't always control the ascension. Like, I'm not in the mood for the Mercury retrograde today, right? I'm not in the mood to ascend right now. I'll ascend later. Like, we can't control these spiritual, these spiritual events and things that are happening, Gemini. But I feel like there's an acceptance here. Every single one of these beings has something centered around its crown, third eye. There's something here about an acceptance of that you're spiritually connected, right? That one thing does go with the other when it comes to the world and how things work. That karma is real for some of you guys. Maybe you weren't sure. I don't know, right? You'll believe it when it hits that ass. I know that much. Move into your true self, it says. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. I feel like that's the spiritual buzz right now. You're accepting the journey for a lot of you, like truly accepting it for the first time in a long time. Because you can say that you're on the journey and you can be on the journey, but to really throw yourself into it and accept it and like devote yourself to it, because that's what I'm getting here. Kali Ma, facing fear, wanting to come up. So we're going to go ahead and acknowledge it. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar, Gemini. Again, third eye energy. There is that energy here. Your third eye is open, okay? So you have a chance to really rise right now, and I feel like you are spiritually. Know that when we rise spiritually, it will filter down to the physical, and you will rise in your surroundings too. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes that means we have to unfortunately let go of things. And with that Kali Ma energy of facing your fear, there could be a lot of shadow work that you've done, Gemini, or a lot of like transcending past old habits, old people, old behaviors, old mindsets, right? Things that really have held you back. And it's hard sometimes to disconnect yourself from these things. It's hard to separate yourself or go, you know what? I'm not this person anymore. Or I'm different now. Or I'm sorry, I can't be with you or be around you because this isn't me anymore. It's hard, it really is difficult. And I feel like a lot of you, you're doing that in certain areas of your life. Maybe not in every area, but you are transcending. There's definitely this energy here of you leveling up, and that is the spiritual buzz. Like you are accepting the journey. You're on the journey for some of you guys. You are starting to devote yourself to the cause, okay? To the cause. Isis, magic manifesting, it says. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming a reality. Stay focused. There is something about that. That is for sure. And you guys know I always draw a card. Just put something on top just for the energy of the reading that I'm about to do. And I did get psychic energy for what the spiritual buzz was. The spiritual buzz, because I don't know. There is something about that though. Psychic energy for sure. Some of you guys are developing like telepathy, or you have a telepathic connection with somebody, especially with the Krishna energy, because that is one of the twin flames for me. I mean, for a lot of people, but yeah, Krishna, we all know. Well, we don't all know, I shouldn't say that, but if you look up Krishna and the twin flame, there's like a whole thing, okay? So, all right, so what do we have here with this Lady Portia in Divine Order? Let's just get some energy on here for what the spiritual gossip is in regards to Gemini with doing what they feel is right, standing in their authenticity. Yeah, you're grounding yourself, and you are feeling more grounded than you felt in a long time. For some of you, there's this energy of accepting authority or accepting responsibility for your path and for your purpose. Like, they're giving me the energy of like a young prince or king to be, right? That just wants to play games and doesn't really want to step into their power and doesn't want this responsibility. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Yeah, it's cool to be a king. The Lion King, right? I just can't wait to be king until you see what work, what responsibilities, what burdens actually comes with being that. It's not easy. You have to make hard decisions. You don't get to put yourself first. It's the people above you. It's everybody else above you. And there is this energy here of that, He kind of looks sad by all the responsibilities and by the weight, the pressure that being the King of Pentacles has. There could be something about that. For some of you, this has been something that you've already been doing. You know, you've already been feeling that weight of responsibilities, and this isn't really where you want to be, and this isn't really what you want to do, but you feel like you have no choice. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and this crown looks like a damn circus clown crown too. I ain't gonna lie. Like, what the hell? I don't know. Somebody feels like they're a clown. This is not what I was expecting, but this is what I'm getting, so I'm just going to say it. There is a spiritual buzz, like your ancestors are talking, like you feel like you're a clown in your life. Like you feel like you get up every day, you dress up in the clown suit, you go and you perform at the circus, right? And it's like there's this energy of deep down inside, you're not a clown. You're actually like a professor or a scientist or a spiritualist, or there's somebody who's playing a role, and your ancestors are talking about it because I feel like there's this energy of you're about to do what's right to you. Right? An important lesson is unfolding. The lesson of putting yourself first. The lesson of, you know, doing what you feel is right in your own heart, not what other people are telling you is right or society is telling you is right. And what is right, too, also. Because what's right for you, what feels right for you might not feel right for everybody else, or it might mean that you have to let people down or something like that, Gemini. That's just the energy I'm getting for some of you guys. And there is some spiritual buzz about this, like your ancestors are talking about that. Now, for others of you that have been like a spiritual outlaw almost, out trying to outrun this chosen one energy, and, you know, you dibble dabble, right? Like you'll come in here, you'll listen to a tarot reading every once in a while, and then you'll get like, no, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm not trying to, like, you know, this is coming. This like transition into this King of Pentacles, male or female, where it's like you're stepping up to the plate. You're stepping up to take this divine crown that's being handed to you. Okay, that is the energy here. It's like, you know, I'm not trying to say that you're like Jesus or you are Jesus or anything like that, right? But I can only imagine that when Jesus did kind of have that realization come over him of what his actual sacrifice would be, of what his purpose was, how he would save the world. I mean, I'm sure there was fear. I'm sure there was a feeling of, but I don't want to be beaten and nailed to a cross. That's really fucking with my Tuesday plans. Like, you know, I'm sure there was this energy of like, no, I don't want to, I'm sure there had to have been something inside, and he was but a man, right? So that means he had human feelings, human emotions, human free will, all that stuff, okay? So just be like he was skipping to the cross. No. In my personal opinion, that whole attack that happened right before he was captured was when he knew it was coming, and it was up to him whether or not he was going to stand in his purpose and let them come and capture him, or he was going to flee. I feel like that's the demon that he was wrestling with personally, because he knew what was coming. So, you know, anyways, because I don't really get into the Bible, but, you know, sometimes, right, it's like it comes up in my readings because I feel like some of you do get into it. But there is this energy here of that, of like, you know, some of you, you're making the ultimate sacrifice, but not in the way that you should. And in others of you, you're finally seeing that you need to make that ultimate sacrifice. So however that resonates, okay? Because I do feel like I read for different groups here and like different people and different stages of the journey and stuff, okay, Gemini? So let's go ahead and keep it moving. Krishna, devotion. What is this? How is this relevant for what the spiritual buzz is about Gemini on the other side? Being very devoted to your spiritual journey. I feel this devotion like within you. Yeah. To the point of where you'd rather, look at this, to the point of where you'd rather isolate yourself, some of you, from people, places, things, okay, than actually deal with toxic energy. Like you are really, there's something about clean energy here with the Six of Swords. That's what I'm getting off of it. Like you are making sure your energy is very clean around you, okay? And some of you that, yes, that does mean isolation. This is also talking about a skill or an ability. Okay, and we saw that anyways, moving into your true self, and then there was something about your abilities and letting your abilities shine. Maybe, you know, standing out and saying, yeah, I am spiritual, or yes, I do have psychic powers, or yes, I am this or that, or whatever it is for you, Gemini. There's just something about coming out, okay? But coming out in a way because you're so devoted, you don't want to hide it anymore. You don't want to have there be any kind of misconceptions about where your head is at. That is for somebody, okay? I don't know. But I'm getting like skills and trade too. like developing some kind of skill, being very devoted to it and working on it. To really, like, you feel like this is part of your divine purpose, or it's part of your divine plan to really work on this, cultivate this, put this out into the world, okay? Again, giving me that Steve Irwin energy of like, you know, not everybody needed somebody that would jump in the creek and wrestle a crocodile and then rub its belly. But if we did, we would go to him, right? And then we would learn something really interesting about crocodiles in the world while we were doing it. Like, I don't know, there's just this energy here of that, of like, you're very unique. There's only one you, Gemini. Okay? And you need to know that. There is only one you. Look how this King of Pentacles is looking at this single lady. What is going on here? Somebody, Gemini, just on some side stuff, there is some spiritual buzz about this, because I told you the twin flame energy came through. This doesn't mean this is your twin or anything like that. I'm just saying, when I think of twin flame, I generally think of soulmates, but just a very strong soulmate. But there's this energy here of somebody definitely wanting to do what they feel is right, which is come towards this Nine of Pentacles here. For some of you, this could not be going towards anybody, but just to go be on your own and devote yourself to some spiritual path or to some purpose. Again, passionate purpose doesn't have to be spiritual. I feel like that's for some of you guys, that there is no actual like lady or male here. It's just the purpose that you're really eyeballing right now. And there's spiritual buzz about this. I feel like your ancestors are watching. I feel like they're watching with like bated spiritual breath, right? Because I don't think they breathe. But you know what I'm saying? Like, just like, what are they going to do? What is Gemini going to do? What's going to happen here? Or look at Gemini focusing, just drowning out everything. You know, friends calling you up on Friday night. Can you go out? You want to party? Oh, I got some wine. Let me come over. Let's smoke. Let's drink. Let's listen to some music. You're like, no, I'm praying, right? Or I'm doing something. Yes, exactly. I'll go out with you, but only if I can look like this, right? Like, that's the energy for you, Gemini. What? No. Some of you, yeah, you're devoting yourself to celibacy too. Like, you know, welcome to the club, right? Right? We keep the cookies locked up in the back. Duh. Okay. There are no cookies. They're all locked up. Oh, that's funny. She has our cookies. See? That's hilarious. But no, some of you guys you are devoting yourself to like celibacy or pleasures of the flesh. So this doesn't necessarily have to be sex. It could be like, you know, smoking, drinking. There's something about disciplining yourself and finding some kind of devotion, like cleaning yourself up. There's some kind of spiritual buzz about that, Gemini. So if you've been addicted, or maybe you did have some kind of sex addiction or something like that, or there was some kind of heavy drug use that was really fucking with you, then there's spiritual buzz about how this needs to be cleaned up, or you're on your way to doing that. Okay? There's something here about a Christian or a religious or spiritual based recovery treatment or recovery center. Maybe some of you guys have went through this and you're trying to build that or create that. There is something about creating a recovery center or a center for people who have been through the same thing you have, like a homeless shelter or a shelter for abused children or a shelter for people who are like, I don't know, gay or transgender or something, and then like, you know, their parents kick them out. Like, there's something about what you've been through. Okay, cultivating that and feeling like that's a passion, it's a purpose, and it's meant for me to use it to heal somebody else so nobody else has to go through this. There's something like that, and there's spiritual buzz about that, okay, Gemini, right? There is. All right, that was too many, and let's go ahead and get focused again. This Ascension, how is this relevant for Gemini? Sail away. Yes. That's what you do when you ascend. You sail away from all your problems, and you welcome brand new ones, right? Because remember, different levels, different devils, okay? We're never really done, okay? You're always learning, you're always growing. It's just that, you know yourself a little bit more. They're creepy, their little eyes. I'm gonna, okay. But yeah, I get this energy that you're really trying to focus on your own self-love. They're giving me the energy of butterflies or moths too, moths in specific. You might be seeing moths with like the big eyes on the wings. And that's a big synchronizing like confirmation for you, Gemini, that you're opening up your third eye. You know, the moth goes to the flame, even to the or towards the light, even to the point of its own detriment. Really, it doesn't care. It's like blind devotion, you know. But there is this energy of you ascending. Some of you are doing this secretly, though. know why I'm getting that. Like, who are they? Why are the backs to us here? Some of you guys are ascending in secret. Like, you still haven't, like, it hasn't trickled down to the physical yet. And the spiritual inside, you're not the same person. And people who look at you in your eyes or have conversations with you, they probably realize it deep down. They're like, yeah, Gemini is not who they used to be, or something's going on with them, or, you know, but you haven't actually came out of this energy, right? There is something about still following some kind of traditionalism or a order, but not a divine order, but a order that you feel is correct, right? There's a lesson still that's unfolding, and your ancestors are talking about that. But some of you have transcended it inside, like there's an ascension. There's also, again, this energy of energy, like having a telepathic connection. That's my telepath card. Telepathy. It's a thing, guys, for some of you guys. Apparently. Anything else about the Six of Swords? Yeah, I feel like it's taken a lot of strength to get through this most recent ascension process, and I feel like your guides and your ancestors have been there, but they know that you have your eye on legacy. So yeah, that's the spiritual tea, guys. That is the spiritual tea when it comes to you. It's a lot different than the physical tea, what people on earth got to say about you. I know that much. But anyways, I do hope this reading helps. I hope it resonates. I hope it does something, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.